Okay, so we're sitting in one of the first second generation Nissan Leafs. It's a 2018, right?
That's correct.
Model. So this is the second generation car, which is a huge improvement over the last car. So the previous generation Leaf enjoyed the upgrade in battery from 24 to 30 for I think the last year or two. And this one is a huge jump again from 30 to 40 kilowatt hours. So obviously it's going to have a much longer range. Also the horsepower went up almost 50% from just over 100 to almost 150 in this one. It's like 147 or so, right? So I mean this car will feel completely different from the previous generation Nissan Leaf. In terms of the displays, we have a digital display on the left side here and a traditional analog one, the speedometer on the right. And we have the center display here with navigation. So we can mention that there's three different models. Like you mentioned, the S is the base, which starts around 36, is it? 35, 36?
Yep.
Then the middle one is the SV, and the top of the line is the SL. So what's the spread in prices between the different versions? So the 36 base goes all the way to over 40 probably, right? Approximately. Okay, so let's take it for a spin. So now, right now we're showing 183 kilometers range, even though the battery is actually 93%, so it's nice. So even though we have a heating on, we set the heating on at 20 degrees, we're still showing 183 kilometers range at 93% battery. So in the summer, people very easily do 250 or even more on this battery. Okay, so in terms of the gear shifters, this is, how do we put it in drive now?
So you would go to the left and then downwards.
I see. Okay.
So there's a little
Oh, the diagram is here. Gotcha. Now we're in neutral.
neutral.
Now we're in D, and then to go to B, which is basically then more, the single pedal driving, what they call it, I guess, right?
E-pedal.
So how do we go to B?
That would be the that's just
Oh,
e-pedal.
e-pedal. Okay, so we love e-pedal, so let's turn it on right away. E-pedal. So you can see here on the digital dashboard, it mentions the e-pedal, which should give us a feeling very close to the i3, which has a very strong regeneration. Okay, we're good to go. And what I love about this electric car versus the one we just drove, the Ioniq, is there's no creep mode, so it basically stands still. Even if you let off the brake pedal, it just stands still until you actually press on the accelerator. That's what you would expect from an electric car. The creep mode basically is a waste of battery. I mean, I can understand why some manufacturers would introduce the creep mode into electric cars just so that it makes people feel like they're driving a normal automatic car. And the regen is very strong. Yeah, the e-pedal is basically almost as strong as the i3. So basically, we should be able to stop it fully without using any brakes.
That's the idea.
That's the idea. Yeah. Single pedal driving, which is what we've been doing for the last 2 years on our i3. And this, even the horsepower is starting to approach the i3, because i3 is about 170. This is 150 with a much bigger battery pack. Even with the new i3, it's only 33 kilowatt hours, where this is a 40 kilowatt hour. So this is a very competitive. It's basically top of its class, right after the Chevy Bolt. But the Chevy Bolt is $8,000 more expensive. So if someone doesn't need the range of a Chevy Bolt with its 60 kilowatt hours, this is the best car for the money, basically. And you still get, of course, the $14,000 full rebate from the Ontario government while they're still here, which perhaps they may not survive the next election this summer, but I guess time will tell. Yeah, it's very peppy. So it's 150 horsepower versus 120 in the Ioniq electrics, and you can feel the difference. It's very peppy. So if one were to order it today, so this is the only one you have in stock, it's only because somebody ordered it and happens to be here. Actually, this one may become available. However, if someone were to order it today, what is an average delay?
I've been told July but
Okay.
just as this one was pre-ordered during, it wasn't particularly early as far as the pre-order period went. And we were anticipating for this particular delivery late April, early May, and now it's here.
It's arrived, so actually ahead of schedule, yeah.
Ahead of schedule, so I'm being told July to be safe, on the safe side.
They're manufactured in the US, right? So it's not that far away, and they're accelerating production probably, so...
Yeah, and I would imagine that there's been, hopefully at the level they were expecting, but maybe increased demand even better than they were expecting, so that might be a reason for that. However, any time between, I'm not going to say late April, but maybe May to July.
Gotcha. Would be that delivery time if you custom order it. Yeah.
And for a custom order, it's a choice of trim, color, and a $500 refundable deposit on a credit card, for example.
That was probably the blind spot monitoring. So in terms of the safety systems, what kind of safety systems do you have on the Leaf? Now the Pro Pilot, this is probably a middle model, so it doesn't have the Pro Pilot in it, right? So the Pro Pilot is a standalone option, pretty much, right?
To be honest, it has the Pro Pilot, but I have not tried it yet.
Okay, so forward, lane, blind spot. Okay, you can see it, forward, lane, and blind spot. So now, how do we set it? Set it. No. Okay, there we go. Now we're in cruise. And it's steering. Okay. We're off the pedals and we're not touching the steering wheel. It's steering itself.
It does require you to touch the steering wheel. It needs a little bit of feedback.
Feedback, yes.
But this one would have the Pro Pilot.
Nice. Nice.
So
we'll increase the speed a little bit so that we don't annoy. And it has adaptive cruise, so it will see the car in front of you. It'll maintain a safe distance.
Correct.
That's amazing.
And the distance is set.
I have to touch the steering wheel again. There we go. Now I can let go. And I can eat my hamburgers now. It's slowing down. It's seeing the truck in front of us and it's slowing down. Amazing. Again, I have to touch the steering wheel, kind of like in a Tesla.
Yeah, they do want you to have like at least
one finger, yes,
bit on it.
And unfortunately, people sometimes, now I'm turning, it's giving me a blind spot warning because there's a car behind us. So I'm gonna switch the lanes, and we're gonna go to actually highway exit. So we have experienced the Pro Pilot, and it feels amazing. Very close to the Tesla systems. Okay, we're gonna take over. Very nice, very impressive. Okay. So basically the Pro Pilot can be had in any of the versions as far as you know?
SV and up.
Oh, SV and up. SV and SL.
SV and SL.
Okay, okay. Wow. We just experienced it. Amazing. Yeah, people seem to be very excited about the Pro Pilot. So it's as close as you can get to the Tesla Autopilot as you can, basically, in an affordable car. Until the Tesla Model 3 arrives, who knows when, later this year maybe. This is definitely one of the best on the market, and if you don't need the range of the Chevy Bolt, this is quite impressive. Very nice. It has the flat bottom steering wheel, just like the Hyundai Ioniq as well. The previous gen didn't have this flat bottom, right? The steering wheel. Yeah. Again, very peppy feel to it, and very. Yeah, it's basically, I would say it's equal to the i3 regen strength. Yeah, it's quite impressive, the e-pedal. Okay, maybe it's only meant for, I wonder if it's only meant for highways.
There's a chance it could only be from 60, I'm not sure.
Above 60, yeah. It could be that it's either, based on the GPS, it can tell whether you're on a certain type of highway, and it will only activate maybe on the 400 series. There we go. No, it works in the city too.
It does. It needs a certain amount of time. So every time we go through an intersection, there's a break in the lane, for example.
There we go. It's a warning.
This would confuse it a little bit, exactly because it doesn't. It has to detect the lanes at all times for the system to work.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's park it here. We're gonna put it in park. Okay, so let's see. So in terms of, you can probably change screens here and then change screens here as well, right?
Yes, here you can go anything from audio. to your phone. Obviously, it has Bluetooth. You can pair your phone, go through phone book, messages, all that stuff.
Does it have the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well?
Yes.
So both are available. Yeah. So it basically will mirror your phone on the screen here. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't used it, so
Okay,
I'm not
gotcha.
sure. But hopefully, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, they would have to. So the
That's
Apple
how the app.
CarPlay,
That's how they work. Yeah, basically.
And then again, navigation, so it'll give you options of
Is navigation standard in all the trims or
SV and up. So SV,
SV and up?
S,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Makes
And
sense.
map what we were on. Menu just kind of is customizable, so you could select different tabs for yourself, different boxes. Obviously, charging station is important, so it will show you,
The
where
nearest one, etc.,
nearest
etc.
one.
Yeah.
But that's about it as far as the screen goes. Of course, it has a backup camera. So
Navi Map Menu. Is there a specific display for like your energy flows and all that stuff, like on some of the other cars? It's all on
would
this
be
side,
on
basically.
This one. So this one here, if you go through the different ones, so you got all the settings, so everything is customizable. And then you go to here's the one that we were on, so it shows you how much consumption,
power, and region, how much consumption.
Exactly. So to the left of the white needle or the digital needle would be
the region,
region,
and then that's the power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then here's
There's
just
the radio,
display,
the compass.
Yeah. This is your
consumption.
average.
Yeah.
This is
the Pro Pilot basically settings probably.
the information.
So you can actually, those 3 bars probably mean that you can likely adjust
Yes.
the distance from the car in front of you.
So 2 being medium, 1 being short, 3 being long.
Yeah, so 3 different distances from the car in front of you. Okay, amazing. And then so you just toggle. So and then there is one that says EV settings. I'm wondering. There you go. Charge connector lock. Oh, it has to do with the charging. Charge timer 1, charge timer 2, charge timer screen, climate control timer 1, 2, etc., etc. So of course, this car, like any other electric, you can preheat it while it's plugged in. You can precondition the car, which means that it would while it's plugged in, so you don't waste any battery while you're driving. So it will increase your range if you preheat it prior to unplugging it from the charger port. And in terms of here, so basically you have your eco mode. So there you go, it's e-pedal and eco. You can see that it's showing eco right here. So the toggle is on off. The e-pedal, again, it's off or on, the 2 positions, and then you have your regular gear shifter. Now the drive, the D and B, it's basically the same as in the previous generation Leaf. So the B would have a stronger region again, right, basically. So if we put it here, so this is now D, and then how do we go to B? It's basically...
It is, yeah, so that's exactly how you do it.
Oh, this is, again, you repeat it. Okay, so basically you can see it here. Right now we're in B with the E pedal off. Okay, and then neutral, D, and B. Okay, perfect.
And if you want to see the camera...
Yeah, let's see. So we press on the camera.
So those are just for the settings camera.
Oh,
so to
I
put
see.
it into the camera,
And we just put it in reverse, right?
Correct.
Which is basically this way here. Okay, amazing. So you have the guiding lines.
And the predictive as well.
Oh, so so there is a... Oh, yeah, that's right. So this one here. Okay, gotcha. And so you have a combination of camera and sensors, or just the camera?
Just the camera.
Just the camera. So in all the models, there's no parking sensors per se that will beep to warn you of the distance when you're parking.
I'm fairly sure there are not.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, perfect. So there we go. So these are just the regular. This is your USB button. This is your heating low or high, so or off. That's the 3 positions. Here is your 12-volt charger, and then this is to set your climate settings, basically.
That's right, correct.
And the temperature, here's the temperature, so it's a single zone. You can adjust the temperature anything you want. And yeah, that's basically it. Okay, amazing. Now this is obviously your handbrake.
Correct, yeah.
Settings. Okay, fantastic. Well, Alex, if anyone is interested in having a closer look at this car or ordering one, come and see Alex at Sherway Nissan, located on the Queensway, just west of Kipling, on the north side. And Alex will be happy to help you. Thanks very much for your time, Alex.